Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, boys.
You okay? I'm Frank. I work for a company called Seeker on behalf of EDF.
I'm sorry, I can't speak to you
Why is that?
because I don't speak to people who don't disclose their full name.
Well, my name is Frank.
Well, that's not your full name. I'm under no obligation.
By the way, I'm not giving you the right to film me. Right,
This is
so
my
I'm just
home.
letting you know.
It's my home.
Okay.
It's my home. You're being filmed anyway.
That's okay.
Right? You're being filmed anyway. I have the right to film who comes to my door. You are
Can I explain the
trespassing.
reason why I'm
You
here?
are trespassing. You are not displaying your
not.
full name. You are trespassing.
I'm not.
You are trespassing. You are not displaying your full name. That is
not.
fraudulent.
Can I just explain
That
the
is fraudulent. I'm under no obligation to speak to people
I just-
who do not disclose their name.
Okay. Can I explain why I'm here?
It doesn't matter why you're here because you don't disclose your full name. I need a full ID of everybody before I speak to anybody. Full ID. Your photographic ID is fraudulent, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is fraudulent. Yes, it is. Because you are obliged. I am a woman on my own with children in the house. How dare you think you can come to people's homes without displaying your full name? That is a requirement of the law. And unless you know the law, I suggest you remove yourself from my property and stop trespassing.
Can I explain?
No, you may not explain because you have come to my door under fraudulent circumstances. So you are here for whatever reason you are here. It's nefarious purposes because you are not displaying. How dare you come and knock on people's door with an excuse for identification that does not display your full name?
I'm not required to give my.
You are required by law, sir. Yes, you are. Yes, you are required. If requested, you are required.
I'm not going to.
The only time that someone can come to your door is without displaying is if they fear for their safety. I am the one who's fearing for my safety. Officers, these people are causing a disturbance of the peace. I feel threatened. They are got fraudulent identification. They do not have their full names on their identification, and I'm asking for your assistance.
That is why we brought the police. And talking of safety, we have reason to believe that you've interfered with the electric and the gas meter.
Well, can you please present that evidence? But first of all, you need to
put it
present
on
who you are.
Facebook,
Who
I
are you? Who are you?
I've just told you.
Who are you? I've put nothing on Facebook. So you're stalking me now, are you?
No, I'm not. I don't go on Facebook.
Okay. Well, you have
But
reason to
obviously I'm
believe
going to
you
be.
have no. There's nothing on Facebook regarding tampering with any meters. So how dare you? Now you're stalking me. I need your full name so that I can make a claim against you in your private capacity, which is what will be happening. This man came last time and did not display his identification. You will remove yourself from my property. Get off of my. How dare you lean up my wall? Get off of my wall, please. Get off of my wall. You're leaning against private property.
Just do it so that it's okay.
Can you please remove yourself to the end of... You are trespassing.
I can't have a conversation with you if I'm stuck at the end of your drive. So.
But you... Exactly. But you're not displaying who you are, so you can remove yourself from my property.
We believe.
I'm under no obligation to speak to people who don't come to my door
You're
displaying...
going to give me a chance to say something.
It doesn't matter what you
Because
say.
if you have interfered with the electric meter, which is what we're here for,
Right.
then you have possibly compromised the safety of that meter, not only for yourself,
Well, then, I'll
but
tell you
for
what...
your neighbours as well.
Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't interfere with electricals because I'm not an electrician.
Well, it doesn't make any difference.
Okay,
whether
I
you're
have a
electrician or not.
meter that works perfectly. Okay, and if you want to go and get... I'll call up National Grid and I'll get them round and they can do a safety check on my total installation. If you're happy, if you want me to do that, that's fine. I'll send you the details. Now, please remove yourself from my property.
I will not,
Yeah, you will.
because we need to look at the electric
No,
meter,
you
which
don't,
we
because
do
I'm
not
telling you.
believe-
Listen, I'm under no obligation to speak to anyone who comes to my door who does not display who they are. Your warrants don't, that's what you're here for, your warrants do not follow due process, okay? There is no, I've even spoken to a magistrate. There is no magistrate in the land. You need evidence of some immediate danger, in which case, you need to present that. There is no danger. My meter is fine. You're harassing me, okay? I have children in this house. Look at my car. Go and look at my car. There's a disabled badge in it. I have a severely disabled child here. Okay? No one has tampered with any meters. Nobody.
So you're stating that nobody has tampered.
Nobody has
with
tampered
either the gas or the electricity.
with no, I don't. We don't. Why? Do you think I'm stupid? We
No, I
don't
don't.
tamper with meters. We don't
I don't.
tamper. Tampering is illegal.
There, thank you. Right, now we agree on something.
So nobody has tampered with anything. And like I'm telling you, and unless
Well, EDF, who is your registered supplier, would like to do and have
right,
requested.
well,
on
EDF
numerous
are not here,
occasions-
are they?
No, they employ us.
Okay, but I don't employ you, and I have no contract with EDF or you. And you
have
are not
no
even.
contract with EDF.
No, can you produce it if I have?
Are you? Well, can I ask then, who is your supplier?
I'm not at
Because it's
liberty
not-
to discuss that with you because you're not. You don't even display who you are. You come to the door, all of you
It's
people.
National Grid on UK Power Networks.
Okay, well, look, I'll rectify the situation for you. Okay, I'll contact National Grid and they can come and do a full check on my installation.
Well, that would be
okay,
the gas.
right? No, that's both. They do both. Don't be silly now. You don't even know what you're talking about. Okay,
you-
do not
I
come to my
say
door
that, I do.
uneducated in matters of the law. Okay,
I
because
didn't say I was a lawyer.
okay, but I'm
What I
telling
did
you
say
that your
was
warrant, your warrants do not
supplier
follow
for
due.
The electric is EDF, according to the
Look,
national
that you're
database.
wasting your breath because the fact of the matter is I have an ongoing dispute, right, with whoever EDF think they have a contract with because it is not me.
So you've been
okay?
in contact with EDF.
EDF we have an ongoing dispute.
So you've been in
They-
contact with EDF.
Yes,
You've called them or they've called you.
I have been in contact over several times with EDF, and there is there has been an
and they
ongoing
have
dispute.
said what?
Well, I'm not at liberty to discuss that with you. You're from Seeker, not EDF.
No, I'm working on behalf of
I don't
EDF.
care who you're working on behalf of. I have no contract with you, and I have no business with you, and you have no business with me. Okay? You can come to the door, but you are trespassing because your warrant, if you have a warrant, it is void because you are not displaying your full name. Okay? You're not displaying your full name. It is a requirement of any warrant that you give the details of yourself, who you work for, your position in the company, and that everyone who attends with you also gives the details. He can get off my property right now because he's not even got a fake badge on. Who is he? Who the hell is he? You think I'm gonna look? He looks like you think that a woman on her own is gonna open the door to people like you who
Well,
don't
this
even
is why-
display their? That doesn't. They're even worse.
What do you mean they're even worse?
I
What
have
do you mean
a,
they're
I have a
even
claim
worse?
going on with the police as well. So they need to beware and stay back as well because this is a civil matter. The police have no jurisdiction. Okay, the police, unless there is a disturbance of the peace, and the only people that are disturbing the peace right now are you. You are trespassing. You are not fully. You are acting fraudulently. You do not have fully displayed ID badges. You have you come with fraudulent warrants. You come with false fake information, claiming that someone has tampered. No, nobody has tampered with anything. Present your evidence, please. You would have had to put that before a court, before a justice of the peace, and you would have had to put before a justice of peace, right? The fact that notice of this action would have been served, and it was not.
We have to jump through hoops to get a court warrant. And we have to prove
No, you don't.
to
You
the
just have to
court-
get it bulk processed at Peterborough, Birmingham, or any of the other ones.
Certainly for a
You pay a fee, they rubber stamp them through. I know how it works, okay? I know more about your job than you do. So please don't try to insult my intelligence
I'm not
by
trying
coming
to
here and
insult
telling
your
me, standing there in front of me with your fake badges, your fake ID badges, that badge is a fake because it does not properly display your ID. Therefore, it's not an ID badge.
It's not a fake.
It is fake because it doesn't display. You can't have an ID badge that doesn't display your name.
My name is on it. It says
Your
fake.
name is not on it. If I wish to seek redress regarding your behaviour here today, I am not able to do so because you are unidentified.
You are welcome to contact Seeker directly.
No, I don't wish to. I wish to make a claim against you in your private capacity.
Well,
And
they
in
will
order for me to
provide you
do
with my
that,
information.
I need you. This man is again leaning up against my property. I do not want him here.
If
I do
it's
not
a
want any of you
legitimate
here.
claim,
You are
Seeker
trespassing.
Would be quite willing to stand by you.
Seeker
and
are
provide
corrupt
my
criminals.
information.
Seeker are corrupt criminals, and you, sir,
Corrupt
you, sir,
criminals.
are a
So
liar.
And what evidence have you got that they're corrupt?
Because you're standing on my door with a fake ID. That's the evidence that I have.
At all.
You are standing on my doorstep with a fake ID. Why are you? If you are,
Your meter.
because I don't have any contract with you.
You're
You are here for nefarious purposes. You know full well that I am in non-payment at the moment. Okay, that I'm struggling to pay. You know full well that, and I have a disabled child, and you wish to come in here and fit me a prepay meter. That is not happening today. Okay, that is what, and you guys come stand there and like, oh, I want to come and check safety. No, you want to come here and fit me a prepay meter. I have a disabled child, okay, and I am not having a prepay meter. We cannot have prepay. I have a disabled. You can check. I can even. I'm not going to show you. I'm not obliged to show you anything because you are fraudulent. You are fraudulent. And I have to say, I do not want a prepay meter. Do you not understand that, you guys? Okay. At the moment, many people are suffering.
I know.
Okay. And so you come here claiming safety. You're liars. You're liars. Your company are lying about safety. What you come here for is to fit me a prepay meter, and I've made a fool of you, your company, and so you come heavy-handed with the police. Well, you're going to look even more of a fool now, because every single one of you will be held accountable. I am not having a prepay meter. Do you understand that? And that is what you do. That's why people don't want to let you in, guys, because you lie. And the minute you get through people's door, you sting them with a prepay meter when they can't afford it. Prepay meters cost a lot more than average meters, and you know damn well they do. I have a disabled child. I'm a woman on her own, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? And you don't care about that. You don't care. Your company doesn't care. EDF don't care. Nobody cares. So until people care, until this situation is rectified.
What do you mean rectified?
Until there is some reform in the way that the gas and electricity.
So up until that point that there's going to be some kind of act of parliament go through, you're not prepared to pay or have your meter.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Well,
You don't put words in my mouth, sir. But I'm not at liberty to discuss with you. I'm saying that I don't. All I'm saying to you, I'm not at liberty to discuss with you my payment details with anyone. You have no knowledge of what I pay and how I pay, right?
The reason why EDF have asked us to be here, it's very simple.
No.
What do you mean?
You're lying.
I haven't even started the
You're lying. You don't care if my installation is safe. Your intention.
I
No,
do.
you don't. You do. Your intention is to come in and fit prepay meters. That is your intention.
That is not my intention.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
My first and my priority is very simple. One is to confirm that the meter on record is the one in your house, and two, that it is on.
Is it against the law to have?
installed.
Is it against the law for an engineer to fit a meter?
Sorry?
Is it against the law for an engineer to fit a meter?
Where?
In anyone's home, in any home, is it against the law to have an engineer?
What kind of engineer? Because the only engineers that are allowed to touch electric meters.
Are electric engineers? Are fully qualified electric engineers? Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
No. Macopa registered.
Right. Well, Macopa registered. Is it against the law? We're not talking about the qualifications.
Yes, it'd be a case of if it's not fitted by a registered Macopa engineer.
Right. And let's.
Then it needs a safety inspection.
Right.
And then resealing.
Okay. So this is a housing association. Yes? It's subject to regular checks by housing association. Correct?
I don't know.
Oh, well, yes, you do know. Well, you should know. So both, I've had Caden have been here and given me safety checks for gas, and Housing Association do regular checks for gas and electricity. I'm not at liberty to stand here out here and discuss any business with you. Because you are not even fully identified, okay?
I'm a touch concerned because all I want to do is confirm that we have the right meter on site. Is fully
right,
sealed.
but that's not your business, you see.
It is my business.
It's not your business.
Because I'm employed.
No.
By Seeker, who work on behalf of EDF.
Okay, but I'm not at
That's the
liberty
simple process.
to. I have no contract with you. I have
You
no
keep
contract
saying
with
that.
you.
I haven't got a contract.
And you are come to my door. I don't even know who you are. You've stood on my door, so you come here and not have the audacity to knock on a woman's door who lives on her own, and you're not even prepared. I've got children here. Where's your safety? Have you done a risk assessment on this
This is
action?
why I'm standing so far
Have
back.
you done a risk assessment? on
Yes, we do have
on this
regular-
family.
No, not
And
this family.
no, of course you haven't. What details do you have about who lives here? None. Okay. What do you know about anything? You don't know anything. Okay. You are just hired. You don't even know the process of the law. You don't know how the warrants are obtained. Can you guarantee that warrant has been obtained lawfully?
Yes.
How do you do that? Please share the process with me.
I'm not going to go through every single.
Well,
thing.
listen. It is against my human rights for you to try to enter my home without my permission. Is that not correct?
Can I just
Article
stop
8
you
of the right to privacy and family life,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you are attempting.
And much as the other way round, EDF have the right to inspect their meter.
That doesn't trump my right to privacy. And
It's
EDF,
safety
you need to prevent.
concerns, it does,
No, well, you better
unfortunately.
show me the safety concerns then.
Well, if I believe that the meter is not the correct
But
one
what's
on
based
site,
on what belief? This is what you need to have put before a court. And so I want to know if there is evidence that's gone before a court saying that you can't just say you believe. That's not good enough. Do you not understand that? It's about necessity, my darling. A necessity in law, right? Necessity would be what outweighs my rights to yours, okay? And the necessity needs to be based on something other than I believe.
I'm here to do a job. Can I just explain what the process is now? Effectively, I will either ask the locksmith to come in because the warrant gives us right of access to look at the electric meter. That's all. If we check it, it's safe, it's the meter on record, it will just be resealed and left as it is. You won't end up with a prepayment meter.
I'm not
It's
ending up with a
not
prepaid
the-
meter anyway.
All right, I agree because I haven't got one either. Right?
I've got a disabled child. Do you understand
Yeah,
that?
I have taken that on board. It's not as if I'm ignoring that information.
You
at
shouldn't
all.
do, and you should know this before you come here. And the fact that you don't, again, shows me that your processes do not follow due. You take no interest or.
I've got a lot of interest, but
No,
my
you
main
haven't.
concern is the safety of.
Right. Well, I'm
that
telling you,
meter.
if there was a safety issue, I'd be the first contacted. There is no safety issue. We don't tamper with electrics. I wouldn't dare. Look at me. Do I look like the sort of woman who knows how to tamper with anything? Seriously, right? There's no tampering. There's no tampering going on
So
anywhere.
Can you confirm to me that the meter that you've got on site, the electric meter you've got on site?
I'm not at liberty to confirm anything to you. You are not.
So
you are not.
going to tell me whether
you are
the
not.
meter that EDF have on record is on site or not.
You need to display your full name.
Are you? So you're actually refusing to tell me
I'm not
whether or not
refusing anything. I'm asking you to display your full name.
No, I've just asked you a question.
I need you to come back with appropriate identification.
I've got appropriate identification.
That is not appropriate for me. I'm a woman on my own.
I'm
You are
aware
to-
of that, and
It is.
that's
It
why we
is.
have
It is
the
a
police.
requirement. It is a requirement under the powers of entry. It is a requirement under the powers of entry that all those who wish to enter the property should display their full name, photographic ID, okay, the details of the company they work for, and their job description, their position within that company. That is a requirement. You may go and check that, sir.
Look. You keep spouting that at me. You keep telling me that.
Well, it's a requirement, and without that, your warrant is void.
So you're not prepared to tell me whether or not the
I'm
meter-
asking you. I'm only prepared to speak to people who display their full details. Without the full details, I have little cause
Do you-
for
I do
redress.
realise that we are just going
If-
round and round and round.
Well,
in
that would be
circles.
your fault because you've come with inappropriate identification.
No, I'm afraid.
You have come here with inappropriate identification.
No.
He doesn't even want to show his. He came to my house before and didn't want to show his, which doesn't show your full name either. That guy back there, doesn't even want
For the
to
moment.
display fake information,
For the
let alone
moment.
real information.
Keep the window shut, right? So you keep the heat in the house. I'm just going to have a conversation with the police and other bodies. But effectively, I need to see
The police can only be here to prevent a breach of the peace.
Right?
Okay, they have no jurisdiction here. It is a crime for a police to interfere in a matter. They will, if they use their authority to the benefit or detriment of one party over another, that is an offence which carries up to a 14-year prison sentence.
Right. Thank you for the education. Effectively, we need to enter your property, and it will be with a locksmith who won't damage your property, would enter the door. All right? We need to see that electric meter. I would offer to come in with no tools, no nothing, and just look and identify the meter. That is my first priority.
You have once you have stepped. Do you think I'm stupid? Once you've stepped foot over my threshold, then if I wish for you to leave, you would then use
Frank,
you would.
leave?
I'm not stupid. No, you won't. Right? Because you will say you will use that to your advantage to bring in. Okay, where's Richard anyway? Where's Rich?
He's not here today.
He's not here today. That's a shame. Yeah. That's a shame. After all the trouble I went to get his address.
Oh, good.
Yeah. After all the trouble I went to serve him his papers, which he will be getting served, like you will, and so will you. Okay.
That's fine. Right.
It's nice over there by Sunbury, where he lives. It's nice over there, isn't it? So anyway.
The thing is, very simply,
you come to no harm from me. I just will be serving you papers when I identify where you live, because someone knows you out there, okay? And if you are coming to my home for nefarious purposes and lying on my doorstep, coming here thinking that you can,
I wouldn't lie to you.
But you are lying because you're not showing your full ID. That's lying.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Can we just agree to differ?
No, because it used a requirement of your warrant. So any action, now I've made you aware of this, like I said to the guys last time, now he's on my property again. He's on my property again. All of you shouldn't be here. What is this dude doing here?
Right.
It's hilarious. And he hasn't even got any ID at all. But it doesn't mean I won't find him as well, because you will be served papers too, sir.
I'm offering, just to come in.
All right, we'll come back. When you come back with your full ID, then we'll speak.
Well, that I'm afraid is not going to happen at the moment, and I need.
Then I shall have to inform you that I will do a data subject access request to Seeker, and I shall obtain your details anyway, and then I will serve you with papers. Any action you take from now, when I've told you that your warrant is void because you have not come here fully identified, you've brought other people who are not displaying any information at all. I have no redress. If he were to touch one of my children, and let's face it, that can happen, because where's all your credibility? Where's all your checks? How do I know that this guy has been subject to criminal checks for entering people's homes? He could come in and steal anything. He could be a paedophile. Any of you could.
I'm afraid. Stop going down the accusation route before.
I'm not accusing. I'm saying, if you're going into people's homes, you need to have provided some evidence that you are worthy.
We go through criminal record checks.
But what about him?
I will vouch for him.
Your vouch is not good enough.
Okay, all right.
Right, because he hasn't even got. I don't even know his name. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And this is a massive problem.
Because he's actually the dog handler.
But he's only the dog handler. But would that require him coming in my home?
That depends on where the dog is.
But they would still require him coming into my home.
That would depend.
But it would require him potentially coming into my home. Okay, so no CIB checks, no nothing. Okay, no name. This is what you're doing to people. Where do people go for redress? People have had property damaged. They've had things stolen from their homes by guys like you. I'm not saying you personally, because I don't know you. Okay, and I can only tell you about what other people have experienced.
Thank you for clarifying that. But the thing is, if you have any redress, it would be through Ofgem. You can go through Ofgem first of all. No,
I can't. I will be going to Seeker first of all to get your details, because I've told you, the man now, are now responsible in your private capacity. I'm telling you, your company is not following correct procedures by giving you such identification. The warrants are not obtained through proper process, and I've got a magistrate who will back that up for me as well. A retired magistrate who now works for a Citizens Advice Bureau, okay, who has given me advice on how these warrants are supposed to, the due process that they're supposed to follow.
Okay.
Okay.
As I say, what I'll do, I'll stand back for the moment. Please close the door, keep the heat in the house, and then we can have a conversation once I've actually found out where we're going to go with this at the moment. Because unfortunately, EDF are not going to give up trying to look at that meter. They need, can I just finish this? They need confirmation that the meter on site is the one that they installed.
Listen, is it right? Even if it wasn't, which I'm not saying it is, but even if it wasn't the meter that they think is there, it is not illegal or unlawful to install your own meter. To have a qualified engineer install the meter. There is no law.
Registered.
Okay, but that's none of your business either. That would be none of your business either if it's registered, and if it was if the registration process were, to be. Sorry?
That is my business. If the meter on site is not a registered meter,
it would be.
If it's not a registered meter and not on EDF's database or the national database, then it should be removed and replaced with one that is.
Okay, well, the fact of the matter is, anyone can fit their own meter and have it registered.
But they can fit it after the original meter. They can't replace it.
They can't replace it? Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Can you show me the legislation to prove that?
I've been in the business long enough.
No, can you show me the legislation?
No, what did I do? Did I just bring a whole library with me?
Well,
no,
you should do. You should be able. You should at least. Don't get annoyed.
I'm not getting
Don't get annoyed. Look, the true colours shining through. Don't get annoyed. Please don't get annoyed.
My true colours, thank you.
Okay, and not the annoyance is coming through because you know that I'm correct. You should at least be able to quote the legislation.
The meter on site. EDF.
This isn't a site. This is my home.
Yeah. In this property.
This is my home. This is my home. A woman on her own with 3 children, one of whom is disabled.
You keep repeating that, and so I do fully understand.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that you understand that because I do not want a prepay meter.
I'm not saying you're getting one.
Yeah, no, but
all I want to do is a safety check.
Oh, how I'm going to? I can contact the National Grid because I know the National Grid are a lot more honest than you guys, and they will come and give me a safety check.
That's an accusation and a slur that is really not necessary.
I'm not. I mean, your company.
Yeah, well,
not you personally. Your company. That's why I keep trying to point out to you guys. Your company is not doing you any favours by issuing you those ID badges. Okay, that's unlawful. This guy keeps turning his over. I don't know what he's scared of. Okay, this one over there. Yeah, he came to my house before and wouldn't even give me a name at all. Wouldn't say a name. Wouldn't even say his first name. He had his lanyard tucked into his jumper, and didn't want to.
That was in the past.
That was in the past. I'm sorry. The past resonates with me because that's why you guys. That's why you people. That's why you people scare me.
Believe me, I'm not here to scare anybody.
Well, I'm feeling pretty harassed. You've got police over there. You've come mob-handed. You bring people. You come on. You don't even want to display your. You want to come into people's homes without telling people your name. You're accusing me of all sorts.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
You're telling me that.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just simply saying that I would come into your property if given permission by you.
Do you have a warrant?
Yes, it's on my phone.
It's on your phone. Well, that's.
Right.
That's poor, number one. But nonetheless, the warrant. If you have a warrant, you should. Your warrant has not followed due process, because you have not. You're not displaying your full names.
Can I just?
And I would like to see proof of service of in advance of the documents.
Can I just explain that? Effectively, I'm offering just to make sure that the meter on site at your property is the one on the national database.
So you're trying to help me, are you? Are you trying to help me?
I'm also a customer. So don't worry, I'm the one who's having to pay the bills as well.
Okay. Now I feel so much better.
Oh, you probably don't, and that's very sarcastic, but it doesn't make any difference to me. I'm just asking to view the meter. That is all. Right,
and I know for a fact that once you get your foot over the door, you are going to try and fit me a prepay meter. That is my issue. Okay, so if safety is the issue, then please
I'm quite willing to come in with no tools and just a torch.
Yeah, but then once your foot's over the threshold, you think I'm silly.
No, believe me, I'm quite willing. If you say to me, Frank,
he comes in with a police officer.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I've withdrawn rights to implied access to the police to my home. And that's been done to the Chief Constable of Hertfordshire. Police are not allowed to come anywhere near unless it's a criminal matter. They are not even allowed to step foot on my. I've withdrawn my implied rights to access for police in civil issues. Well, so the police. That's why the police will stay back there, because they won't come here, because they know they're already on notice
In that case, can I just explain? I'm offering to come in on my own, and if you then say to me, Frank, leave, I will. All I want to do is...
I don't, unfortunately, I've seen Seeker in action too many times, okay, with other people, and I know that unfortunately for you, your company's got such a bad rep that it's going to be difficult for you to get anyone to trust you. I know for a fact that once your foot is over the threshold, you will allow the engineer.
No.
I take it you are some type of a manager.
No, but I will not allow him in. It's very simple.
It doesn't matter whether you allow him in or not. Once you've stepped over the threshold, and you can then say something's unsafe, and you will, whether it is or not is irrelevant, because once you have a secured entry, then you can use the police to prevent me from asking you to leave. And I know that's the way it works.
I would like to establish that the meter on record is the one at your property. 2, it's installed correctly.
You can send National Grid to do that.
No, we can't, because otherwise they would have done it.
No, if they do it, National Grid can't remove meters. Okay, they're not in the business of putting people onto prepay and then calling it self-disconnection when they can't afford to put the money on the prepay meter. Because that's what they do. If you can't afford to put money on your meter, do you know what EDF call it? They call it self-disconnection. So when people go cold through the winter, right? When people are sitting there on Christmas Day with no gas because they've had to choose between Christmas presents for their children and charging the extortionate rates on the gas meters. When that happens, do you know what EDF call it when people are sitting there and it's snowing outside? They call it self-disconnection. That's what they call it, okay? And do they bother going around to check when people are self-disconnected, if they're alive, dead, or if they're okay, if they're keeping their children warm? Do they do that? No, they do not do that.
I have issues with, obviously, electrical and gas supplies because I'm a customer as well, right? So I'm not saying I'm coming in to do change your meter. All I want to do, because I can't get into the bigger issues, my issue is
Could you step back, please?
Meter. That's all.
Could you step back?
Who?
Could you step off the property?
Oh, you're talking to the policeman?
Yeah. Could you step off the property, please?
Can you just take 2 paces, please, mate? Thanks.
Your rights to access have been removed via the Chief Constable for civil issues. Yes, they have.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go over there, have a chat with them, and have a chat on the phone with various people. Close the window, keep the heat in. If you need anything, tap the window, shout Frank, I'll come back to the thing.
I'd like your full ID. That's what I'd like.
That's not going to happen.
Well,
right?
that's a requirement of the...
That
is a requirement of the warrant. You please go and check that out. It is a requirement. Your company are doing you wrong. Your company are doing you wrong.
I'm
okay?
not disputing what you're saying.
It's becoming a big issue. It's becoming a massive issue because there are a lot of people suffering right now.
I know there are.
Okay? And people are going to become knowledgeable. And a lot of us are much more knowledgeable than you guys are. I'm trying to give you the heads up, mate.
Yeah.
Okay?
Look, and I appreciate your help. I do.
Right.
I'm more concerned on the safety issue. That's all.
Well, then,
if I can confirm it,
let's get National Grid round. I'll go and I'll go and have an EICH. I'll go and get that done. Yeah.
That's not EDF,
by an independent company.
That EDF are not going to stop until they confirm that the meter on record is the one.
Okay.
At your property.
But you're just now saying that you're now changing your tack on what the issue is, because a moment ago you were saying it's about being safe.
It is about being safe.
Okay. So if my electrical installation passes an EICH test, then that is proof that my installation is safe, is it not?
It is for your property from the meter into your property, not from the supply to the meter.
From the supply to the meter is to do with National Grid. So let's get...
No, it's not. The supply from the supply, which is the main fuse. See a little bit of technical.
Well, no main fuse has been touched.
Right.
Okay.
The supply from the main fuse to the meter is the responsibility of EDF and their engineers.
Right. So what is it you're concerned about, the meter or the fuse?
Both of them. Well, both. It's a safety inspection and confirmation.
Okay.
That the meter.
Well, it's not about safety though. It's not about safety though. It's
It
not
is,
about
because
safety. It is because if it was about safety, you would be happy with an EICH
No, you wouldn't.
certificate.
Because that is from the meter into the property.
It can be. Then I'll call National Grid. National Grid. I don't trust you guys. You guys come in and you fit people
You
prepay
keep changing
meters.
your tune between I'll call National Grid, you don't trust us. I've done nothing to upset you.
It's not you personally, my lovely, but it
I've
will
done
be you
nothing
personally
to
when I
upset you. I'm
when I make a
standing back, I'm trying to reason with you, because if there is a safety issue,
There's not a safety issue,
You
and I'm
say
prepared.
there's
I'm
not.
offering to take the steps necessary to prove that there's not a safety issue, and you're denying it because you want to come in here and you want to fit a prepay meter.
I'm not saying that you won't.
And I feel very threatened by men at my door who do not want to.
Well, I'm standing back.
I know. I'm scared to come to the door because if you was to grab me or push past me or hurt me, I'd have no way of.
That is
I'd
never
have no-
going to happen, and you know that. Because one, I'm on camera, and I am not likely to abuse anybody. So thank you very much for that.
We're just here for safety, that's it.
Okay,
It's
well,
a very
if you're here for
simple-
safety and that's it, then I've just told you that I can send an EICH to EDF if it makes them happy.
It doesn't, because and then it's not
Okay, well then
going
it's not about safety, is it?
Yes, it is.
Well then let's get National Grid because they're qualified to check the installation.
They're qualified to check the supply,
Well, whatever
not
then.
the installation.
Well, they are qualified to check the installation
Legally,
as well.
They supply from the road to your property. From the head, the fuse, to the meter is the responsibility of EDF. Past the meter is your EHIC, whatever it is, certificate to say that your house is safe. That is how it works. The middle bit, which is the meter, EDF are concerned about, would like to confirm that the meter on site is the one on their records and that it's installed correctly. Very simply, that is it.
I need your full identification.
Oh, you keep coming back to that, and then we keep coming to this loggerheads. You're not going to get it. It's frank.
Well, that's a requirement
All
of
right.
the warrant.
Again, let me
And
just say,
if I
close the
don't,
window, because
I'm-
I need to go.
I
and
don't
have a
want to
because
let
I'm not
people
gonna
in
go
who
round and round
I don't
and
want to
round
let
the
people
houses.
in who wish to do me harm, and it is my
I'm
belief
not going to do you harm.
you will do me harm by fitting me a prepay meter.
Right? I'm not
That is the
here
purpose
to
of your
harm
attendance here today.
anybody.
That is the purpose of your attendance here today, is to fit me a prepay meter, and I cannot function with a disabled child with a prepay meter. Therefore, I cannot actively, willingly allow you to do that.
Okay.
That
So
would
you won't
cause
allow
harm.
me to
That
just
would
walk
cause.
in and
That
do-
would cause exceptional
I'll ask it
hardship.
one more time.
That would cause exceptional hardship to my family to allow you to fit a prepay meter.
I'm not saying that you're allowing us
Okay.
to do that. I'm asking you to allow me to view the meter. That's
And then
all.
you will fit me a prepay meter.
I
It's what
can't,
you
because
do.
If I don't bring any tools in, I can't
Well,
fit the meter.
you
I?
can come back out and get them, because once you have access, once you have crossed my threshold, you then have a right to return.
I'm not. I wouldn't betray your trust.
And
I
you
wouldn't
wouldn't, but he would.
Well, he wouldn't get past me, but I wouldn't betray your trust. All right.
Well, it's you say one thing and you do another, and you can come across, and
You're
you are
saying-
very,
you're-
you
you're-
do come across really nice.
And I stand out on the pavement.
You do come, yeah, but that can all change in
like
an
you said,
instant. The
you
minute,
ask him to
the
leave.
minute I let anyone in, like I said, if I want to, get redressed over that issue, right, then I can't, because you've not given me your full name. Your warrant is void because whatever warrant you think you have is void because you haven't displayed your full name, okay? And I'm going to protect my family. I'm sorry.
I
I
don't
have
blame
to
you for doing
protect
that.
my family.
Yes, and I don't blame
Okay,
you for doing
I
that.
can't afford a prepay meter.
I won't bring one in. I won't bring anything but a torch, and all I want to do is look at it first of all.
First of all, there you go. You
Yeah,
see,
no, that's it.
that's
I
it.
will
But that's
then-
why.
I
But
will
first
then-
of all,
I will
first
then-
of
No,
all,
it could be okay. We don't know you.
I will leave your property.
it could be okay. You don't know yet. But I'm not an electrical engineer, so if once you're in my home, and this is what you do to people, you go, oh no, this, that, and the other, and you can take it out. But people are getting letters from EDF and other companies telling them that their meters are not safe. without even inspecting them because they want to fit those darn smart meters. And that's another thing that's not coming in my home.
No,
We're
it
not
won't
going to
be.
fit a smart meter
It's
if
not-
we do anything.
We're not going.
Exactly, we're not going to. He just said it.
If we don't do anything.
You just said we're not going to fit a smart meter.
No, we're not
you
going
know.
to fit a smart meter.
Listen,
We're going round in circles. Keep
I
walking.
need to be able to get redress. Please come back with full identification as per is
Okay.
required in your warrant.
I'll tell
This
you.
is a civil warrant of entry. Okay,
If
and
that were the case, if I came back
the fight.
with identification that gave my full name, right? Would you allow me entry?
You won't do that though.
No, I'm not. Let me.
But you won't do that. You've already made it clear you're not
no,
giving
no,
your
no,
name.
No. If that were the case, would you allow me entry?
You would not. You would not do that. And
If-
everyone
if-
with
come
you
on,
would need to
come
be
on,
given.
Answer the question, please.
Okay,
I
only if
came
your
back-
warrant had followed due process, then I would. You know.
Oh, so
you'd-
there's another hurdle to go through.
There's
as
plenty.
well.
That's just the first one, and it's the first mistake all you guys make. These warrants are illegal. They're fraudulent.
They're not
They
illegal.
are. Listen, when you've got magistrates, they do not follow due process. They do not follow due process. They're not sat before a magistrate properly. A JP hasn't sat before a magistrate properly.
Unfortunately, I wasn't the one who got the warrant.
Well,
so I
exactly,
don't
but
know.
that's another matter because whoever presents the evidence for the warrant should be the one who exercises it. And they're the only one with actual authority from the court. You don't know these things, guys, and this is why I say your company's going to get you in trouble.
Right. So you're saying if I came back with fully ID.
I need a full copy of the warrant to check the information is correct on it, which you just show off one on your phone. You don't show the proper full copy, which has all the information about who applied for the warrant, what evidence they gave for it. You know, and that's the things that I need to know. Those are the things that I need to know. It's
You had
important.
the opportunity, because when it was issued at Peterborough Magistrates Court,
Can I
would
see
have
that
given-
warrant?
The letter would have
Can I
given
see
you
that?
the
No,
opposite.
if I had this conversation with Richard Hamlin, okay? Yes, it's easy to find people.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
Richard's getting served anyway. He's getting served in his private capacity. And the fact that he didn't know and that he may now feel that he doesn't want to work for Seeker anymore is irrelevant.
Well, that's something you'll have to discuss with him because I have no idea. Okay? What I would say, close the window. I need to go and make a couple of calls, but I've offered to walk into your property, identify the meter, make sure it's look at it for safety purposes, and come back out without changing it and without any tools. You
Right.
are saying that's not good enough.
No, I'm saying that I don't believe you. And you strike me as dishonest because you don't
Oh,
even
so now I'm
you won't-
dishonest as well?
No, because of your lack of all you guys do it because you're told that it's okay to turn up at
I
people's
can't keep
homes.
going round and round in circles. I've given you options.
Well, then you should listen because I really am. I don't let people in my home. I don't let people in my home. I just random people coming knocking on my door saying, "Oh, I've got this and I've got that, so I can come in." Seriously. If you want to get taken seriously, you have to. If you want to use the full force of the law, you have to abide by it.
This is why I do abide by it.
And your
I'm offering
ultimate,
to-
the
as I
ultimate,
said,
the
I've made an
ultimate
offer.
aim of you being here today is to fit a prepaid meter. And that's not going to happen. I don't want that. I don't want that. I've got a disabled child. My son, right, is severely autistic. Okay, I've got 2 younger daughters who are homeschool. Life is hard enough as it is. Okay, I do not want prepaid meters. We will go cold.
Unfortunately, EDF are not going to give up on this at all. So I will come back once I've spoken to them and I will let you know what the next stage is, one way or the other.
Thank you kindly.
All right. As I say, if you need anything, tap the window, shout Frank, I'll come back.
Thank you kindly. Oh, Frank.
You're right. Well, I've had a long conversation with EDF, all right? One way round it is very simple. Yeah, we're going to walk away, so it's not a problem, all right, today. But one way round it to stop any further visits, if you're willing to do it, is to take a few photographs of your electric meter and the fuse as it is in the installation and send it off directly to EDF.
Okay.
Yeah, then that way they're quite willing, as long as everything looks fine, and then that way we don't upset you, and we don't have to force entry at any stage, and go and get a muck about legally. Okay. So if
Okay, I
that's
appreciate
all right
that.
with you,
I appreciate that. I appreciate you've just got a job to do. I
Yeah,
get that. I get that. But you know, obviously, there is a lot of issues with the way these, and it isn't your fault, guys. It's not your fault personally. You don't know the way these warrants work and the way the companies are exercising them. It's the company. Now the companies are just utilising what the legislation and everything that's already there, but there are holes in that, and it is in conflict with people's human rights. And there are a lot, guys.
What I will
Arvato are terrible. Arvato
I
are
know
actually.
of them.
Yeah, they're really, really bad, and they're doing some really bad things to people at the moment.
Right, I know of them, but the thing is, look, regarding yourself,
Yeah.
what we've done is we've asked EDF, Mark and myself, to put this on the back burner, right, on the legal side. They're not withdrawing the right to go back to court.
Sure, of course they
Right.
can't. I get that.
They're not withdrawing it. What they would like is if you just photograph it and go, that's the meter, that's the underneath of it, that is the fuse, and then take one of the whole lot. Have you got a pen and paper, or is there a telephone number I can send you it's revenue protection, all one word.
Right. Okay. I'm recording, so that's
Oh,
why
right.
I record as well, so that I can,
Okay.
if I need to, I can play back and
Revenue
things.
protection.
Because I'll never remember everything. Me, I'm terrible.
There's not a lot between these two, all right? Revenue protection,
Yeah.
one word,
Revenue protection.
one word, all lowercase, at edf.com.
Okay.
All right. Somebody will pick it up there. They'll look at it, then they'll email you
Obviously,
back.
put your address on it. You know, 102, blah blah blah, and they can sort of like.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be any.
Sometimes people just send random.
People, yeah, and they're like, "Where's
Yeah.
that gonna?"
And
You know,
that's
yeah.
not gonna
Obviously,
make
you
it.
need to put your.
So yeah, look, what we're trying to do is not upset anybody here.
Thank you.
The way
That's it.
round
We
it.
don't want to upset anyone. You know.
And
Good, because that gives your company a better, a bit better standing. But there is, and there's a lot. It's not often the guys who come and do this job, but they're not fully trained in legal issues. They're not fully trained in when it's appropriate to be, infringing on people's human rights, their right to privacy. And there's a big hole in that. And whilst, thank you very much for being so conscientious today.
No
I do
problem.
appreciate
We're
that. But there are a lot of guys
we've
out there who
talked
won't.
EDF into doing this. In
Thank you.
other words, we've asked them to put it on the back burner. Let's see if we can come to a compromise.
Okay.
And bearing in mind, we are both customers as well. So if I had people on my door, I would want to know the ins and outs.
And that's what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people who have, especially with people like Arvato, they're storming in their houses, doing whatever the hell they like, storming out. People don't know what the hell's going on. Arvato are dressing in British Gas uniforms as well, pretending they're working for British Gas,
No.
with British Gas IDs on.
Well, all I can do is apologise if we put you through any turmoil or if
I'm
we've
sorry.
any of the
That's
kids.
not our intention.
No, I know that, and I apologise if I've put you through any turmoil.
No, I'm not too worried. Yeah, it's at the end of the day, you've never met me.
No.
So you have no idea.
No.
But
And you've never met me, but I doubt you'll ever forget me.
I won't, but at this point, if there is anything, if we have to come back for any reason, and you do see me, it is Frank. You just shout Frank, and I'll answer.
Okay.
But that option is still there.
Thank you.
For me, and just to me to come in. If this doesn't fit EDF's bill, just to come in visually, I'll take no tools, and I'll just bring a torch. I'll look at it, confirm the installation, and then walk out. And if you said to me, Frank, walk out now, I would never betray your trust.
And I'm
If you
sure-
ask me in, I will walk out.
Thank you. I'm sure you would. I think I'll send the photo as requested, and it's not because I don't trust you, Frank. I do actually. You guys, even Rich last time and that, you're actually nice. From the horrors that I see as what some people have to endure with people at their door, you're actually some of the nicest guys, that have been on anyone's doorstep for quite a long while.
Well, we are here, and I'm just a little bit concerned about the kids. I don't want to upset them. I don't want their mum at the window, having to explain what's going on.
Yeah.
Just get
Thank
in
you.
there, have a family life, enjoy it.
Thank
Take
you.
those photographs, send it off to them. Let's see if we can get it resolved that way for you.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. Thank you kindly.
May see you again, but let's say it'd be nicer if we didn't.
If we didn't, okay, I appreciate that too.
And there's
Thank you very
nothing
much. You have a great day, guys. Miserable
you.
weather out there. Thank you kindly.